Hi, today I got this board of my customer, which a project I worked long back. This one is marked with so much things on it. I just need to mask it out with this black tape because this is a customer board. It's a project I worked long back. Okay, so unfortunately, I was no longer able to use this. It has some issue, and I am not getting any output in the console which I used to get it. Okay, so this is a nice board at that point of time. This is a development revision. They used to iterate every month some couple of boards, and then I was working in some drivers and stuff, and you know, it basically needs various hardware stuff, to be ported so that we have a stable kernel. As long as apart from kernel, as long as we get all the other drivers working for this. So I was kind of working for a few things, and also debugging certain stuff. So it's been there for a long time, and apart from his work, once it is over, I was also using for other sort of testing and stuff. So it's a nice board. So the hardware is not something permanent. It is like they are doing a specific revision as and when, and this is some iteration which I got so that I can work on that further. So in fact, you can see there, I have already harvested some bunch of things out of it, such as this heatsink. Okay, so this is the one. I'm planning I can use this heatsink on a Raspberry Pi or something. See, this got some double-sided thermal tape. I just put a transparent tape on it so that as it is I can use, or else I need to scrape this away and put a thermal grease, or I can take this entire thing out and put a new tape and paste it on a Pi, provided there is nothing poking around, because this is quite huge, and I need to check how far it supports. If not Raspberry Pi, we can use it for something else anyway. So unfortunately it has come to the point I need to toss this board. I need to dispose this, and since it is no longer working, then I thought, let me just harvest some few passive components before I dispose. So I was already started doing it, like I said, and I thought, let me just, why not shoot a small vlog on the same. uh, there are few things I'm interested, such as a couple of these diodes, and maybe this barrel jack. I'm not sure about this USB stuff. This will be handy if I do some sort of custom setup, and I can have some sort of debugging. But anyway, you get this without this way also, I mean with some cable attached, and also I don't need this in that case, but this is quite handy. You can see this, this is a SATA power connector. I can of course cut this cable and take this away right out of this board. Other than that, usually I harvest these capacitors. I know people do complain, saying that the since these are electrolytic capacitors, the liquid would have gone evaporated. Of course, by the way, this board is more than a decade old, although it looks pristine because I just kept it inside. So not just this board, in this blog I want to also remove some components of this another power supply board as well. So this thing came out of some emergency lamp something, I mean I'm not sure, but there are some bunch of things I'm planning. I can take it out. I'm not worried. See, if someone may say that the capacitor something, it is quite old, you may no longer get it working, you can't use this for some replacement. It's just a point, agreed, but that's not the point. The reason I harvest this is sometimes you need some testing or some projects, and you need to add some buffer capacitance. Then you can try with this if you have some sort of a oscillator circuit or something like that. You just need to try it out with a higher capacitance and do some trial and error. You can use that till you get some baseline stuff, or otherwise if something you find suspicious, and by replacing replacing that faulty one with this capacitor, if it tends to be working, what you can do is you can make sure it is working, and meanwhile you can order online and replace this with a proper one. So you can use this as a sort of a backup anytime you harvest anything like this. So not to too much expect this will work fine, but one thing is guaranteed, these components are of high quality. So certainly I just don't want to just like that toss it out and make into e-waste. At least I can something harvest before I fully dump this board. Yeah, you can see there is one IR sensor and stuff. Of course these things we get quite common, I'm not that interested. And if any board mount HDMI port, then there is one HDMI port, and you have this USB and Ethernet combo over here. This I may be interested, but there are lot more pins, and I can't just like that take it out. So unfortunately I can't take this out. I'm not going to take this out, but other than that few components we can extract. I'm not interested about this any inductors. In case if this is an inductor, I'm not that interested. And of course we can't harvest much of any SMD stuff, and as well any active components such as this memory chips and other stuff. So as you see here, I just put a tape so that it has just markings everywhere denoting that version and brand and all that stuff, and also the processor make. I just want to I just want to keep it confidential because I signed whatever the NDA I'm supposed to do. So this is the board. Apart from that, of course, like I said, I may take some components out of this as well. You can see there a bunch of IN 4007s looks like these diodes. It is quite handy, and again there are bunch of some capacitors and also fuse. Again this thing it will, if it is working, it is quite handy. If there is any emergency replacement, you can quickly put this till you get a proper supply in stock. Okay, so that's the most intent of all this exercise. So I don't do this often with all the things. There are some few instances. Sometimes before I toss, I just rethink what can be done, and we can repurpose, at least if not fully, what can be done about it. Let's not spoil this table. Let me put something on it, and so that the surface is protected. I'm just putting a piece of paper, and I have this old towel, and I can just put on top of it something like this, and so that I'm not just poking that hot soldering anywhere on this table surface. So yeah, something like this should be fine. Let me just spread it across. Yes, see, you can see there I got this small tray, and so there are some bunch of things are there. Even before this I took couple of them out, and let me put this heat sink over there. And see, I have a small kit, various assorted electronic stuff. I may take this LEDs and put it in one bin and stuff, and we can use it for any IoT or Raspberry Pi projects. And sometimes I do get some weird customer projects. I may do some prototyping. So let me grab my soldering. I have this wick. I'm not sure where I kept that soldering pump. I can use this wick. It is quite old, but it just works fine. And sometimes we can wet any soldering with this fresh solder, and yeah, that's about it. And of course you can use optionally this flux. Usually you get this quite common in India. I know this is not something everyone uses, but it just works fine to wet any contacts. So we just start with some bunch of these capacitors. Usually what I do is I heat one terminal, and we can just quickly nudge it out. You can see here, see, you can heat it like this, if you notice, see, the soldering tip is quite dry. Whenever that happens, you can do one thing is, you can just a little dip in this flux. I know some people may not do this way, but I just use this thing to wet the tip. So, and you can just little bit wet and apply some fresh solder, so this will aid to quickly melt that point. Okay, yeah, so you can heat one of these legs, and then you can just nudge this on the other side. As you do it, just will get released, you can see there. And you can do this side as well. Let me do this side. So you can see there it little starts melting, and you can just nudge it in the other side, and slowly it will come out. Sometimes of course you may get anything which may not come, and it may get torn, or the leg itself may come out, the terminals will just get melted or something like that. It's just fine. It's just you can recover as much as possible, and you can dispose whichever is not working out. Okay, so this has some sort of curvature in that feet, so it is something, it is getting struck. So it would be nice if I have that desoldering pump, but anyway, let me just quickly try. Yeah, one of the terminals is out. If I just pull this, it should come out fairly easily. Yeah, you can see there we got one capacitor. We can just see its value. This thing is 470 microfarad and 10 volts, so it should be fine in case if you have any 5 volt power supply you want to filter something like custom, or else if you have any DIY power supply powering your 18650s or some lithium battery packs and stuff, it should be fine, because it is up to 10 volts. You can use it very well for that kind of applications. So as you see here, I can't do much with this SMDs, so I'm just going to leave as it is. So let me continue quickly. I'm of course going to do shortly a time lapse, so that you don't need to watch each and every component getting pulled out of this board. Okay, so let's try this other one. I'm going to little speed up, so that I'm not spending much time on each and every component. Usually I'll do very fast. It's just things like this, it will take hardly some 5 to 10 minutes. Some people, even I have seen online, they just heat the whole stuff and then yank it out. I can do that, but of course I'm not I'm not interested, because it can damage the components. Doing under the camera, it is quite not so convenient. I'm just trying my best so that I don't do anything stupid here. See, this thing is quite interesting. I'm trying to pull this thing out, and I just noticed looks like they just soldered this hard drive power cable directly to this cap. You can see there. Hope the camera is focusing. So they're directly somewhere here, they just directly soldered. So I was just wondering why there is a lot of solder on top of the board. So this is the thing. If I just melt this, I should able to take it out. Yep, you can see there. So looks like they put any diode. Yes, see, they have protected with a diode. So you can see there it is yeah, you can see there's a diode, and then it is going to this positive lead, so that they can prevent anything, any sort of reverse currents or whatever happening. Okay, so yeah, so you can see there hard disk power, again it will be quite useful in case if I do any DIY stuff, it should be fine for using any, especially that smaller laptop hard drive. Okay, so this thing is quite still a bit difficult to pull it out. Just losing some patience, I grabbed myself this stuff. Let me just cut that terminals, because there is a lot of that this thing is keep bending here and there. So some you can do quite easily, but some it will do that stuff. See, as you see here, again it is let's see quickly its value. Same stuff, 470 and 10 volts, so it's fine. Let's move on. What are these bigger ones are? This one, the big one is 470 and 16 volts. So these ones, I just checked under the light. Yeah, it's 470 and 16 volts. All are identical. I may not take everything. Perhaps I may take couple of them. And you can see there, this one again is poking out a bit. See, when you recover such ones again, maybe perhaps you can solder and remove, or else you can cut it and take it out. Yeah, same thing, it is just bending this side and that side. I'm not sure I can take in this way. Usually I do very fast, but it depends on the board, it depends on the soldering, that material whatever they used. On top, I'm not using any expensive temperature controlled soldering. I hardly do this, once in a while, as per any DIY stuff I do or any client projects. It's not, I'm not an electronics guy either. Yeah, this thing again, it looks like kind of struck, so I'm just going to cut this. Anyway, it has enough lead on the other side, so it's just fine. Yeah, we can just cut this and take it out. You see there, again it has enough lead working out. Same stuff, 470, 10 volts. Let's move on. These bigger ones, let's try one of the big ones and see how much time it will take to take this thing. Yeah, this thing is over here, I think so. Yes. Yeah, as you see here, it's very easy. I can able to feel one leg just popped out, the other one it's just a little bit of dry solder. So once it melts, it's quite easy. I can just nudge and take it out. Yes, that's it. See, it's quite easy to take this. So this thing is 16 volts, again same 470 microfarad. Again, in case if you need more value, we can of course connect them in parallel if you do any experiments, and you can anyway increase its capacitance matching this polarity. Okay, and since this one is 10 volts and this one is 16 volts, make sure you don't cross that 10 volt threshold, but you can just put them in parallel if you wish. So let's just quickly try this other board as well, because sometimes this might be much easier. So I just want to take some bunch of components. Of course, these LEDs I can cut its terminals. The diodes, it is fine. Yes, I can take it out. The fuse is fine. I just checked, it is working fine. Let's just try it out. Yeah, see there, it's very easy. It's just melted over here, and let me quickly do this. It should come out. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, as you see here, it may be quite hot, so don't touch it immediately. It's just I'm quite cautious. I'm not touching So other than that, we can take some bunch of this I'm not interested about this transistors. I can take some bunch of resistors if it has anything. Again, the problem I hit is exactly what value I'm looking for. Sometimes I may not get, so I keep something in stock assorted. So let's try this capacitor as well. See, this is quite easy. I just did it, came, and I just do this, it came, that's it. See there, quite easy. So it depends on the soldering, it depends on how they put that board. See the other one, this is a smaller capacitor. Again, very easy. One leg just popped out, the other leg, it just popped out. It just takes hardly some few seconds. This is again 47 microfarad and 16 volts. This is okay, see there. And suddenly if you need something like that, where you will go sometimes. Okay, of course you will get assorted capacitors, I'm not denying that, but it depends. Sometimes you may not have them in stock. See this, even diodes are quite easy to pull. See, there is this other one. Again, you can do this way, and what you do is you can just pull this, and meanwhile you can just melt, and it should pop as well. Yes, that's it. See, you can push initially like this, it will get pushed a bit, and also it gets that soldering a bit wet. Okay, so after this you can easily take them out. You do this and keep doing this way, it should come out. Yep. Yeah, let's see that later. Meanwhile, I can extract some bunch of them, and the board should be fairly empty. See this, how easy it is. Of course, if you have this capacitance, you can test it, and then you can retain whichever it is working, and you can discard whichever not working. That's also fine, but still you can see there, it's quite easy to take these things out. So let's take this LED. Of course I can cut, but it is fine. See there, the whole thing came out, and this one as well. Yep, see there, it's quite easy. One technique I often use is you can think, say for instance we need to we need to remove this resistor. Okay, it's quite easy. You can use some flathead screwdriver, and then keep it this way. You put some tension and use it like a wedge, and then from this side what you do is those corresponding terminals, once you heat, it should just pop out. See there, that's it, it just comes out. So once one side is out, the other side you can quickly take it out before it gets too hot. See, it's over, it came out. I don't want this inductor, so I'm just leaving as it is, and so much I removed. It just took around few minutes. Same way I may take this one, I may leave this Zener diodes. I don't much use for my experiments. See this, one leg is already out, the other one, as you heat, it should come out fairly easily. So I know some may not like this idea, and even they may say you are getting something which you can anyway get it for few dollars or few cents, whatever it is. But I feel it's always good if you can repurpose something than you spend money and also waste the environment, because obviously there is some energy it always takes to create new stuff, and then we end of the day without using its potential, we end up disposing them. So which is something I don't much like. Of course we can't avoid something like smartphones, they do get phased out and we need to dispose once it gets little old, since it may no longer have that same speed. See, this thing is kind of, it's in awkward position, so it took a bit longer time. Otherwise it doesn't take much time, so you should able to take quite easily with a something like a flatted screwdriver. And also somewhere there is some sort of corrosion or something, so it's just not quickly readily melting, hence it is little bit has that resistance. Yeah, it has some kind of dry solder, it is not soldering properly, but it should come out fairly easily. Yep. And yeah, almost we are done. I got this thing. I may take these two resistors as well. The only problem with the resistors is always I find some lower value ones always hard to come by, or something is there I will just use in parallel series whatever, and then they get quite depleted soon. Again I may need something a rare value and I may not find it in my bin, those multi-value resistor package. So for that I may need to again order, so that I find it quite annoying. So hence I like the idea of harvesting this way, so that I have some bunch of them, always something I can use it on an emergency. So these things, as you see, it's just closely put together, hence it is quite difficult. Yeah, you can sometimes heat like this both leads and it should pop out, you see there. See, this is I think this board itself, it has that lead free solder something like that. So what you can do is sometimes you can just quickly wet a fresh solder this way, and you can just first melt, and what you do is once it is get melted, see it is a bit looks like dry solder, you can just melt it down like this. So once it is melted, it's quite easy to take. See, it's melted, and then you can just push one side, it should pop, and then push the other side, it should pop. Let me just do this because both are adjacent to each other, I'm unable to do, so let me do this. It should come out fairly. See, do this, and I'm just nudging like this. You can just nudge this side and this side, it should come out immediately. Just do this and you just nudge it. Since one side is melted, it's no longer sticking, and then you can nudge, and meanwhile this as well we can try. Just nudge that way, and one, see, you can see it came out. So the other one, it's quite easy, we can just do that and it should come out quickly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so you can see there came out, and now I think no, looks like the whole capacitor, one of the lead have come out, you see there. So this happens, of course, something like this you can of course dispose, so it's fine. I think this last one is there, and I'm not sure, I'm not going to take anything else, I'm just going to dispose this board. I'm done with that. Perhaps this bunch of this diodes, because this looks like a high value diode, I may take that and maybe possibly attempt taking this barrel jack connector. Of course I could have tried this, but this is a bit annoying with this type of soldering. So before I do, I can quickly little melt this contact, both the ends, and then I can just see this how easy it comes, unlike those. Yeah, that's it. See there, came out. That's it. So this, they put lot of solder, so I can of course cut with some cutter, but this diode looks interesting. We can try harvesting this. So let's just melt this. These two and these two, so I can try putting some fresh solder. Hope you can see there, it came out a bit. All I can do next is just pull with that screwdriver. See, put it in between, and then you can just see, one of the leads came out, the other one, it is quite easy. I can just, yeah, it came out, and the other one is here. You can just do this and pull it out. Yep, see that came out. That's it. Okay, I don't think so I can take this other stuff, and I'm not interested anyway, this IR stuff. So perhaps I can just yank it out of this board. Let me try soldering, heating this, and we can try. Now as you can see, I can just cut with a cutter. I can just do this way and take it out. I'm not sure why it has 3 terminals. It is intriguing me. Usually we find 2 terminals. Yes, you can see there. I can take it out, this module alone, and I can just experiment with that. I think we are done. I don't have any other useful components. I don't want this micro switches, and this barrel jack is interesting. Sometimes I do use, so I can take this thing and just cut that board around. Hopefully we should be able to get it. Yes, you can see there. Yes, yeah, that's it. So we have this. Of course later I can just heat and take it out, but I feel this the whole solder is quite annoying. It's just not that comfortable. So yeah, I'm done. I no longer need anything else on this board. I'm going to dispose this. The one thing is, I may before disposing I may just a little crush this and dispose, because like I said, it's a customer's iteration. I don't want to reveal anything quite important, whatever has been listed down here. Although it is an old project, I just want to maintain the confidentiality. See, you can see there they just mark this without lead and all that. So maybe the reason it is quite annoying. Maybe I need more higher temperature. Since this thing is not a temperature controlled soldering, it's quite annoying to deal something like this. Yeah, see there, everything is out. So like I said, the point is not about getting few cents stuff worth out of this. The point is some emergency you can have some ready components. Once you sort this in a bin, see, all you can put together like this. What happens is, if you do any Raspberry Pi project or something, you will have some ready components before you need something on a permanent basis. You can just use this for any prototyping. Okay, there's nothing wrong using something rather than always you buy new stuff, which I don't like. Okay, just try to save the earth, save the environment, try to reuse stuff as much as possible. It is good for environment. I'm not behind saving money. It's a question of saving and protecting this planet. Okay, why do we need to pollute? Okay, see there. And yeah, this thing. And even I got some huge high watt resistor and a bunch of them. Let me just grab them as well. So most of them are 470 microfarad. I thought I will get a bit different assorted values, but unfortunately all are same. And then some more diodes I managed to take out of that other board. You can see there, if something is not working, I can dispose. Okay, and you can see there, I often use any diodes when I do any custom circuits. I just use a diode to protect, so that if I do any stupidity while connecting, at least this will be the last resort. At least it doesn't do any reverse polarity or something. So I always do that if I do any custom custom DIY projects or some hacks. Okay, you can use them. It is quite handy, and if you need, of course, more current, you can of course put them in parallel and do some stuff. And here is the other board. Most of the things I have harvested. I just left this switches. I don't need this transistor as well. I'm sorry, transformer as well, and a bunch of transistors. And I don't need this Zener diodes and this inductor as well. So you can see there. I hope you liked this video. I know this video is not for everyone. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Thanks a lot for joining me. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye bye.